Leo, thank you so very much for returning back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a subscriber, I want to say thank you so very, very, very much. Very, very, very much. If you're brand new to the channel, cross-watching, hit the thumbnail. Come on in and join us, okay? Remember to like and subscribe. I really want to get past the 100 mark. 100, okay? I'm not asking for 1,000 mark or 20,000 subscribers. Just I'd love to get past the 100 mark. So come on in and join us. Leo, I've been dealing with allergies, so you're going to have to excuse me. I'm probably going to sniff, probably going to cough. One of them deals, you know, up and down, up and down, up and down. Leo, we are going to do a 16 card read, okay? I'm going to lay these cards out for you. We're going to take a look at your present energy, right? We're going to take a look at your crossing challenge, just like we do the Celtic cross. But we're going to do it with 16 cards. So this is going to be an extended reading. This may get a little individualized, but you guys, come on. There's a lot of energy out there. I'm not going to be a vending machine for you. I'm not going to say, ooh, your twin flame's on its way. Your soulmate, you're in connection, you're in separation. I will tell you if I feel like that's the case, but I will not sugarcoat any of these answers. I will not move away from the archetype and what they represent in the card, because the important thing is that we learn from them, okay? We are leaving 2025, and I want to say a good riddance. Me personally, moving into 2026, okay? Leo, this is going to be your crossing challenge right now. Like I said, if it resonates, stick around. We'll learn, okay? Your first card to come out. This is your energy, all right? The Seven of Pentacles in the reversed position. You're like, wow, oh, shit, no way. Yes, way. Yes, what this means is you've been waiting on something to come into fruition, okay? And in the reverse position, it talks about that financially speaking, something may have fallen through. It could be that scenario, or that it is just a very slow process. If we're talking about wealth, health, or stability, you could be hitting the treadmill. If we're talking about relationships, it's been a long time. Not terrible. Okay, second card to come out. Your crossing challenge is going to be, if I have my camera focused, the Queen of Swords. What this means for you, okay? The Queen of Swords energy, action that's coming in a passive position. We could be talking about you're waiting on a masculine. You're waiting to respond to a masculine. You are the masculine waiting for a response or an action to come towards you. Your challenge is going to be about this communication that's coming in, whatever it is. I feel like it's passive because it is the Queen. Doesn't have to apply though, right? These are energies. I am in my feminine position most of the time. I try to stay there. I try to meditate. I try to balance. Enough about me though, Leo, okay? We're going to take a look right now, 4 sections, okay? We're going to talk about the foundation, what is underneath, okay? I will be referring back to these 2 cards often to remind you about what your challenge was. That's the whole point you're here. Get on with it, JT. Talk about it. What's lying underneath is passion, romance, fire. I want to get some chicka-bump-ball. Maybe you do want a booty call. Maybe you know. I don't know, Leo. You tell me. Maybe you'd like a romance. Maybe. Maybe you're a fiery, right? A definite fiery sign. Maybe somebody underneath wooed you with some words. You know, he's the romancer. He's pretty smooth, okay? And what's really, 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 really cool, and you're going to love this, is the card right after that was the King of the Chicka Wow Wow. So, if you are a masculine, you are one handsome son of a gun, right? Wear it, own it, feel it. I am that. I'm a beautiful man. I know this. My heart's beautiful, and I want to project that. And this is what that's talking about. That projection of that emotional state that you have underlying you, okay? Maybe you lead with your sexuality. Maybe with the Knight of Swords progressing into the King of Swords, maybe you're coming into your power, right? And this is what the Queen of Swords, the challenge is. Keep in mind, right? We may be talking about a relationship that is fiery and hot. Okay, so lying underneath also is the Hanged Man. We could be talking about a Pisces here. We don't necessarily have to be talking about a Pisces. you know. But the hangman is a purposeful hang, you know. He purposefully hung himself under there. We could be talking about Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. So somebody in your timeline that has that kind of sign, right? But the purposeful hang means underneath, you are one that is able and capable of pulling back and letting those emotions stew for a little bit. Perhaps something lying underneath is saying, I need to express. And before I do this, I want to make sure that I'm clear. So maybe you're about to voice something. 2025 pushed you into maybe wanting to communicate something. Okay, the next card, okay, under the foundation of what's lying underneath is the Queen of Wands, if it'll focus. Notice that all of these are wands. We have the King and the Queen together. There is some serious hotness taking place. I'm just going to say, Leo, there's something that's like, woo, that either took place, that took you, swept you off your feet. This could be male, female, it doesn't matter. This could be throuple, this could be polyamorous, any kind of relationship, whatever it was, but something was super, super hot. And like I'm getting like chills all the way through my body going, ooh, la, 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 right? So if this applies to you, let's go through it. So remember, the challenge is communication. You're feeling this in your bones in the morrow, okay? And your challenge is, where's the communication at? So we're going to take a look at the recent past. In the recent past, there was a holding on to this idea, this concept, moving out of the materialistic world. You could have been on an actual move, okay, that cost you financial-wise to move towards this situation. Doesn't have to apply. But it could have been talking about the actual mental state, the mental mind, the emotional state of holding on to something. We don't know whether it's the past or, you know, or in the present moment, right at the moment. But for some reason, the Four of Pentacles is to remind you about holding too tightly onto certain things. So whatever that applies, let it apply. The next card out under the recent past was a major change, the Wheel of Fortune. Things were moving smooth. 2025 looked like something happened. The cycle changed. You know, Anubis rised out of the ashes, you know, into the world with a brand new idea, a brand new love, a brand new passion, a brand new, and this could be, like I said, leading up to this, or this could be what you're in right now. It doesn't have to apply, but something happened, some kind of cycle changed, and it was for the betterment, for your fortune. Okay. We could be talking about any of the fixed signs too. You know what I mean? So Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus in your timeline. Also, in the recent past, you had manifested, perhaps it was that love, right? You have all the signs, right? You got the cups, you got the swords, the pentacles, the wands, all on the table. As above, so below. I manifested this. I dreamed this person. I dreamed it, and then it came. The offering came. It was a good offering. It was a stable offering. You know, it was an offering of finances. It was an offering of passion. It fit you to a T. Everything felt great. Everything feels great. Everything's about to feel great. However, this applies. I kind of feel like it's like, you know, something's about to change. Okay. So moving from the recent past, we're going to take a look at the possibilities. Okay. Leo, the possibilities. Now, this card gives you that doom and gloom, right? And you're like, damn, no. Yeah. Yeah. Five of Cups. Check it out. What we're talking about is the emotional unfulfillment. I'm done with this crap. I'm focusing inwards and I am kicking the can. I'm kicking to the curb that which does not serve me. And that's a lonely little trip. That's why it seems great. You're not bringing along that emotional baggage that you used to carry. So Leo, this is actually a great card to say that, look, yeah, you got to cross the river. You got to cross the bridge to make it to the castle, to the other side. And you're asking yourself, is the castle worth it? You know, you got two cups laying behind you there. So those two cups could represent, you know, you're still a fiery person. You still got chicka wow wow. You're still beautiful, still healthy. Your finances are probably in order, okay? But in the near future, In the near future, we're going to take a look at why this Ace of Swords is in the reverse position. In the upright, it is like eureka, done deal, coming in, answers coming in, but something's going to be a little slow moving, okay, in the near future. You're going to find that maybe that letting go of that emotional baggage might be a little slow moving. Excuse me. 2025, if you've been paying attention, taught you a lesson, and that lesson for you is either going to be carried forward in a way of transmuting those ideas into something new, or you're liable to carry those back over. Now, here's the kicker: in that mix of the near future, the next turn, there's going to be something that crosses your path that is going to seem a little bit on the shady side. You may have to question it. Is this the truth? Is this by whatever means I can get this? Something in your energy there is trying to shout out that there may be some kind of sneaking around. There may be something about this relationship that the chihuahua. I got to find another way. That's a terrible way to describe that. How about just hot, passionate, sexual, great loving? I don't know, however you say that. But something about maybe that situation, or perhaps maybe in your finances, something may be seeming a little shady. We did see the Four of Pentacles, right? Recent past, holding on to something, maybe holding on to a job or something like that. So it could be as simple as, look, I understand the job brings in the financial means and the steadiness of this job, but it's questioning my morality, and I'm not so sure that I could continue to sell this lemon car to this person that's, is not a very financially stable person or something, like a person walks in and says, I only got $2,300 in my name, but I got to get a car, and you sell them a piece of shit, right? I'm not saying you're that person. That's not what I mean. I just mean perhaps if you're in a work environment of a place where you're not even confident about a product that you're selling, this could mean that you may be feeling that kind of emotional, this ain't so honest, and it's hitting me in a moral situation, okay? This being an air sign could be coming to you some news that you hear about a particular situation. Now, in the near future, check it. You got the Fool, baby. Babies. Right? The Fool. The journey. The beginning, the ending, the whole nine, okay? So if this applies for you for that romance, that hotness, that I won't do it, but that sexual driven, passionate, keep in mind, I mean, we had wand after wand after wand over here, right? So much wand that you had to pull back. I wish that was a problem I had, right? I just can't. I just need a drink of water. Okay. The Fool, the journey, exploration. You're not afraid to explore, and you could be possibly very well exploring into, let's say, more than one person. I'm going to date more than one person. I'm going to open up my marriage, my relationship. This could apply to lots of different things as far as your cards apply. Not everybody, doesn't apply to everybody. I don't want to hear no comments like monogamy is the only way. Polyamorous, throuple, I don't care. Whatever that is for you, however that fits you. Now we are going to talk about, that's the possibilities. We're going to talk about your near future. And for obvious reasons, there is a choice that needs to be made, a definite choice, a decision. Okay. No more compromise. This is a situation where in the near future, coming up today, tomorrow, could be, by the time I post this, you could have already made that decision, and kudos. But the Two of Swords says it's a definite decision that you're going to need to make, okay? And it's about some communication of some time. We are talking about air signs here. We could be talking about water signs as well, okay? We don't have to be, but sometimes, sometimes when I see this Two of Swords like this and we see the moon, there's some shadow. There's something hidden there that you're going to need to address. And it's going to, it's going to come up and bite you in the butt if you don't. That type of situation. But that's in the near future. So there's a definite decision. And check this next card out. I knew it, right? The Lovers. Everybody loves that card. It's like, that's what I came here for. Yeah, I know. We all want love. We all want to be seen. We all want to be heard. We all want to express ourselves. Bam, you didn't think I was going to do that, did you? Remember, you were in the reverse position. So, and I just said express yourself. So, Leo, you know, perhaps you need to express yourself. Perhaps you need to express yourself about this. This doesn't have to apply to just lovers. Okay, we did have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Okay, perhaps this could be expressing yourself about how you feel about this relationship. I'm not just a booty call. I'm more than that. I'm a person who's financially stable, and you're going to make sure. Remember, your challenge was this communication, and your energy was about investment. Is this a wise investment for me? Is this working for me? Is this going to come to fruition? So keep that in mind with the lovers, right? Yes, it's a beautiful card, but it also pertains to other parts of the relationship. It could be the relationship you have with money, the relationship you have with that personal energy that just goes head over heels first and then lets the other things come. You know where I'm going with that. Okay, the next card up, the Star card. Okay, could be talking about an Aquarian here, Aquarius in your timeline, perhaps. However, this card talks about the balance of your chakra, right? The 7 little stars up there, all the signs of your balance. Okay, the balancing this chakra, taking that and nourishing your spiritual side, okay, and then your grounded side here on earth. It's balancing those two. Keep your head out of the clouds. Remain in your chakras, right? Remain in your center. Remain in your balance. You could be a person who's had a spiritual awakening. The Star card does represent a high form of a transmutation of some type, okay? The balance of that. Now, your next card is the 8 of Swords. Some kind of an illusion. Keep in mind, your very first card, your energy is this an illusion? Is it worth the investment? Am I going to watch this grow? So there's some kind of a challenge there for you, which is the communication that has been slow roll. Whether that's from you or this partner, this person, this fiery energy, you're needing to know something, right? So what I'd like to do for you is I'd like to now move on into your environment. What is around the environment of Leo the Lion? What is around the environment of Leo the Lion? Okay. The Chariot. Okay, we could be talking about the Cancer sign as well. The Cancer sign that you're person that you're involved with, or person that you're around, whatever this is. The Chariot shows up and says willpower is very important here. The willpower to keep your clothes on. You guys are fiery. Whatever this is, it's fiery. So it's to drink more water, hydrate after all that. Maybe you have a situation where you're cramping a lot. I don't know. However, I'm trying to be funny about this. I'll be serious. I'm sorry. The Chariot talks about willpower. It talks about the balance of light and dark aspects. Okay. The shadow self. And we just saw the Star card, remember? And then the illusion about this. So it's trying to balance that. Is this real? Is this something that's going to grow into fruition? Is this going to move further? Is this all this is going to be? That could be part of the questions that you're asking right there. So the environment around you is to actually do that. Pull back and go, what's valuable for me? What are my boundaries? The Chariot is a builder. Okay. The Chariot builds block by block. That's hard to say quick. Okay. That's a challenge for you to do that 5 times in real fast, but brick by brick, that's easier. Okay. But also moving out of the materialistic as well, the mindset, not to be so involved with what's going on society wise, and pay attention to what is taking place with you internally. Okay. So he's adorned with all the crescent moons, triple moon. So he also has that triple moon goddess kind of energy too, that is very astute, very aware. And so pay attention to that. Okay. So now we are looking at your outcome and your direction. Okay. Leo, What is the outcome and direction? We're moved out of 2025, heading into 2026. Everything's looking pretty dadgum good. I'm just saying. And dadgum is a really, that's proper. Dadgum good. So, what is the outcome and the direction? Oh, I can't even, what? The Page of Wands. Okay. All I'm going to say is use protection and also enjoy this. I'm so freaking jealous. The Page of Wands. Okay. Now listen, the Page of Wands is also a romanticizer as well, right? Leo, lucky. But the Page of Wands also talks about this, the necessity to pay attention to emotional word salad. You know, the page is an exploratory type of energy, not afraid to explore, to raw adventure. But it doesn't mean the page is always, a page is a young, this could be a person, you know, a younger person, it doesn't have to be. But what it means is that there's less experience in the Page of Wands, okay? So try not to take the less experienced Page of Wands approach. You've been there already, you've done that. And I think your challenge is whether or not to find the clarity, right? She is all about clarity, okay? The Queen of Swords, and that was your challenge. Leo, not only am I jealous, but I feel like 2026 is really moving you into an answer that you're looking for. Things are looking really good, okay? Just hang in there. Let the cycles be what they are. Pay attention to the Chariot. Pay attention to those major arcana, brand new beginnings, you know, Wheel of Fortune, the cycles of things, okay? Just kind of keep your eyes open for the cycles. Things come, things go. Remember, we have to always let things go. You know, you can't hold on to things forever. Allow for the changes of whatever things are, you know. When things get stagnant, sit in the stagnancy for a while. It doesn't mean that you have to hermit your life away. What it means is pay attention to those times, because there's times where the lessons like that, it teaches us to become more sovereign, to focus within. In other words, if the activities aren't happening as fast as you would like, and this communication isn't coming in, tell those things to yourself. Pull it back to yourself and become the magnetic person that attracts that which you want. So I'm super jealous. I love you so much. I hope you got clarity from this. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumb it up, would you? Subscribe to the channel. If you're cross-watching, come in, hit that thumbnail. Come in and join me, okay? Anyway, hey, the community forum is up too. So leave some comments if you like the readings, or if you'd like to see more of a particular type or whatever. So I love you. Happy New Year. Happy holiday season, all that. Hope to see you again. All right, bye.